Some people spend this to go get a blowjob from a prostitute.
Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I almost puked, but let me stay focused.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations to the 4 people who opened up the Finner account today. As of the day that I'm making this video, it's September 15, 2025. I don't know when it will be uploaded on Patreon. Now, we're not gonna spend too long in congratulating you and gargling in your balls, but we're gonna get straight to the point because now is where the real work begins. I've so far now had a total of 30 people that have opened up the Finner account, and that was my initial intent before I start showing certain things. So for those of you 30 people that have opened the account watching this video, or for those who in the future will be joining those group of people, instead of me continuously repeating this the 27th time, and in some cases probably more, because some people will continue asking the same questions in different manners, in different circumstances, here's the video. When you open that Finner account, you will notice that after you've uploaded your trust minutes, there are many forms that are embedded into the portal itself, with the exception of one particular form that it highlights in gray and gives you the ability to upload it. That particular form, if you've yet to speak with the deal maker, is the form required by the American Bankers Association, partnered with LexisNexis. First of all, that form is the form that you will use to create a routing number. I repeat, that form is the form that you would use to create a routing number. The FINRA portal would require its own routing number, and the FINRA agency itself, which is just a pass-through, are not in charge of creating routing. You would have to create yours. This is where that QSIP comes in, because you will be needing the QSIP. There are 4 basic requirements to obtain your own routing number. The first, you need to be a chartered financial institution. You became a chartered financial institution the moment you opened the FINRA portal, either yourself or by going under someone. You need to be a chartered financial institution. You became a chartered financial institution the moment you opened the FINRA portal, either yourself or by going under someone. And unlike any other, quote, federal agencies, FINRA is directly tied to the Federal Reserve. So you see that the first 2 requirements are met. The first being the requirement of a connection to a chartered financial institution. If you don't get what this first requirement means, I implore you to watch this video when it comes to deposit accounts, so you will know what the role your Express Trust is playing here. The second part is your connection to a Federal Reserve. That is the FINRA itself. The third requirement to obtaining your own routing number, is a legal entity setup. Whenever you hear them use the term legal entity setup, all they are referring to is the EIN. In your case, it is that 98 number. I hope you're following the chronology of what I'm saying here. The 4th step required to obtaining your own routing number is an application. An application routing number registrar to the Federal Reserve. There's a department under the Federal Reserve called the Routing Number Registrar. Ironically enough, the Routing Number Registrar under the Federal Reserve is managed by S&P Global, which are the people that deal with stock markets, and they're the ones who overlook QSIPs. This is the reason why I told you to go get the QSIP against that ligas, to which the note is against in the non-UCC financing statement that you added to your financial statement. Ironically enough, the Routing Number Registrar under the Federal Reserve is managed by S&P Global, which are the people that deal with stock markets, and they're the ones who overlook QSIPs. This is the reason why I told you to go get the QSIP against debtors ligas, to which the notice against in the non-UCC financing statement that you added to your financial statement. So once you have that QSIP and you added it through UCC 3, and then you create a statement which is UCC 5, which is the letter of credit to that UCC 1 financing statement, all of it connects because you'll be using it in a form. This particular form right here. But before we go into this form, I want you to look to the top right. You see this entity, American Bankers Association. Just like notaries have their own association, or any type of specialized nature of business have their own association. This is where private bankers come together as an association and basically, well, as it sounds, associate with other private bankers and share information and basically make their banking affairs much easier. So when you hear people speak about private banking and they're not telling you about Private Bankers Association, because this right here is where you're going to be able to find other people with FINRA portals to start doing business in. This is the reason why I say just get the FINRA portal and get your foot in the door. Once you get your foot in the door, everything becomes easier. But let's look at what the American Bankers Association is. The American Bankers Association is an American trade association for the U.S. banking industry, founded in 1875. They lobby the banks of all sizes and bank charters, including community banks, regional and money center banks, Federal Saving Association, mutual saving banks, and trust companies. Now, when it comes to charters of banks, I want you to go back to a video that I made, I think 2021 or 2022, when it comes to insurance, where FDIC has a requirement for every bank you open. And I made mention that when you present your own information, you'll be self-insured. The self-insurance you'll be presenting is the collateral through that non-UCC. The self-insurance you'll be presenting is the collateral through that non-UCC.
The self-insurance you be presenting is the collateral
through that non-UCC.
Now, when we start using the term insurance, people always convolute it with infinite banking life insurance. That's a different reality. If you want to embed into it the issue of monetization, you can, but know that it's two different realities, especially at this stage of development. So in your case, you'll be self-insured. And of course, if you already have the FINRA portal open, you already know how to do that. That's an entire video of its own that we're not going to spend the time to do. I'm making this particular video for the 4 people that just opened the FINRA account, and particularly for those who will be coming in the future, or those who want to know about this advanced stage of development. To avoid repeating the same response, here is the video that I can just make reference to. So the American Bankers Association is basically a body of many private bankers. They didn't go over what the average asset they have is, and so and so. The group offers training, certification, news, research, advocacy, and community for bankers and members of the financial service in America. So you see now, this is a form of privatization, and it has nothing to do with U.S. Bank, Bank of America, Chase, all that. These are private bankers that do things privately outside of the norm of what you see. I also made a video, I think 2021 and 2022, on the different types of bank accounts, such as wholesale bank accounts, retail bank account, private bank, and all that. I implore you to go back and watch that also, just to get a basic refresher. So now that we know what the American Bankers Association is, there is a form that is filled out in conjunction with LexisNexis in order to get your routing number. Access the information you need to register for an ABA routing number. The reason why FINRA will not give you the routing number is because they are an oversight pass-through. There should not be a conflict of interest of them issuing the route, and that's the reason why they have the option for you to upload the information on their portal so that they could just be the middleman that broker the information and hand you what you desire. And if we're all being honest, we all know that it's that cash. Access the information you need to register for an ABA routing number. As registrar of routing number for the American Banker Association, LexisNexis Risk Solution is responsible for the assignment of routing numbers. LexisNexis Risk Solution is responsible for the assignment of routing number. Yep, this same LexisNexis that keeps people's credit report, that keeps police report with people, that holds databases. Do you see how it all connects here? Because the same LexisNexis is a banking institution that issues routing numbers. And here you are getting a routing number for Joensligas. See what I mean when I say people are not supposed to use any QSIP or routing number of others? When they try to discharge, they look in the back of the social security number, they see the red number, they corroborate and go, oh, that's the federal routing number for one particular locations like Pennsylvania. But you cannot use it because that is someone else's patented property. You have to create yours. I've already showed people how to get the QSIP for those who know that. Good. The QSIP is the stepping stone for the routing number. This is the reason why I say get the QSIP, get all the necessary trust documents, and move forward, because that QSIP will be required. That QSIP is what will be converted into a routing number. And the entity in charge of it as accountant and database for it is LexisNexis on behalf of the American Bankers Association. Again, as registrar for routing numbers for the American Bankers Association, LexisNexis Risk Solution is responsible for the assignment of routing numbers in accordance with the eligibility requirement outlined in ABA routing number policy. To apply for routing number, a financial institution must submit the following: completed routing number application agreement, preliminary or final charter approval from the chartering agency, Minute State Bank, Department, OCC, NCAUA, ETC, meaning there's more, aka FINRA. Upon completion, and by the way, this charter approval that they're referring to is your express trust constitution. Again, this charter they are referring to is your express trust constitution, not the declaration, but the express trust constitution. That is your banking charter. Yep. Just as much stuff people will just speculate over and intellectually masturbate about, I'm showing it to you in black and white. I'm showing the stages that I went through, that I wish when I was learning these things, someone would just straight up make a video and just throw it in my lap. Oh my God, that would have been heaven to me. I'm just doing my due diligence. The rest is up to you. A nominal licensing fee will be charged annually for each assigned number. The fee, which is currently $98. When I did this, it was $90. So I guess they're accounting for inflation too. So now it's $98. Compared to what you're really getting from this, $98 is nothing. Some people spend this on gas in a week or 2 weeks. Some people spend this on a dinner. Some people spend this on some other BS. Some people spend this to go get a blowjob from a prostitute.
Wait a minute. Whoa, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
I almost puked, but let me stay focused.
Some people spend more than this on shoes. The shoes that loses value the moment you take it out of the store, that doesn't really do you anything in life beyond walking around looking like a cartoon character. $98. There are better things adults in this world can spend their money on that will give them greater rate of return. In my opinion, this is one of them. Anyway, a nominal licensing fee will be charged annually for each assigned number, the routing number here. The fee, which is currently $98, provides for the administrative expense required to maintain each number in the routing number system and may be adjusted as expense warrant. Right, of course. Billing information, a valid email address, blah, blah, blah. You put it there. The name will be the express trust. The title will be the proxy. Whoever's title you put up there in page 1 is the same you put up here. Address, up to you. Signature. The applicant must be signed by an officer of the applicant institution. This right here, I prefer it to be the proxy or to be the beneficiary. In other words, the spiritual name. Either one will work. I've tried it both ways. Where do you send this to? LexisNexis Risk Solution, 1007 Church Street, 6th floor, Evanston, Illinois, 60201. Attention, routing number registrar. Send it there physically. Of course, you would have scanned it and have a copy for yourself. And also scan that scanned version, just email it to them also. Send it registered mail. Send it registered mail. Send it registered mail. And last but not least, the application fee is different from the routing number fee. The application fee, which is this right here for them to process it. Once they process it, they will issue you the routing number. The cost for you to keep using the routing number yearly is $98. If you pay attention, they didn't ask you for your credit card information. That's because they'll be taking it out through the portal, through the friend portal, which you won't even notice the difference. Hey, I'm inviting you to come join the patron page. Not only do you get access to documents, posts, and videos that you will never find on any other platforms, you also get instant access to webinars that otherwise will cost far more. And we speak of things that usually we would not be able to speak of on any other platforms far more freely. On top of that, you get the opportunity to send me monthly questions.